Okay, good day. Welcome to our second quarter lesson in general mathematics. So are these are the learning competencies that we will be discussing for the first 2 weeks, which is about the simple and compound interest. That at the end of the lesson, you will acquire these skills. Siyempre, ang uunahin natin is yung competency 1 and 2, which is about to illustrate simple and compound interest and to distinguish between simple and compound interest. Dito malalaman ninyo papaano nasasabi na yung isang problem ay under ng simple interest. How about paano naman siya malalaman kapag under naman ng compound interest? So, ito yung 2 lesson natin for simple and compound. The first one is about the introduction pa lamang sa simple and compound. And the next one will be problem solving. Siyempre, dito lang muna tayo sa unang topic. Okay, but before that, let us first have a recall. Papaano ba pag nagko-convert tayo from percent to decimal and decimal to percent? Kaya kinakailangan natin itong maalala because may encounter natin ito once we start solving problems involving simple and compound. Now, when we are converting percent to decimal, what we are doing is we move the decimal point papunta sa left side. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, si 0.12%. So, nasaan ba yung decimal point? Andun sa 0 point. So, minove papa-left, papuntang left, and ang numbers ng move natin is 2. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, if you will move that decimal point twice, magiging 0.0012. Ibig sabihin, di ba, pagka minove mo yan, yung decimal point, mafi-fill in yung isang zeros, kailangan mo pa ulit ma-move na isang beses. So, magkakaroon ka ng blanco na part, hindi ba? At yung blankong part na yon, 0 yung ilalagay natin doon. And then, nasa dulo yung decimal point. Kaya, that will be 0.0012. Si 15%, pagka wala kayong nakikita na present na decimal point sa given natin na percent, automatic nasa dulo yan. Nasa 15 point. Andun yon. So, twice din natin siyang i-move. Kaya, from dulo sa 15, sa 5, move tayo ng 2, kaya naging 0.15. Ngayon, kung ang percent to decimal ay pakaliwa, kabaliktaran naman si decimal to percent. Ang move natin naman ng 0 ay pakanan, 2 beses din. Kaya si 1, again, kapag wala kayong nakikita na present na decimal point, ibig sabihin nasa dulo yun. So, i-move natin ng 2 beses, pakanan naman, kaya nagkaroon ng 2 0, naging 100%. Kasi again, we are converting decimal to percent. So, si 0.5, ayun, kitang-kita kung nasaan si decimal point. Move ng 2 beses pakanan, kaya naging 50%. Siyempre, yung decimal point natin is hindi na visible. Kasi nga, minove na natin Si percent na yung ating ipinalit sa decimal. Okay. So, now naman, let us discuss yung mga terms na gagamitin natin dito sa simple and compound. The first one is the lender or the creditor. Ito yung nagpapautang o kaya naman ay for example, yung nagbigay ng investment, for example. So, si lender, nagpapautang, siya yung nagbigay ng pera. Si borrower or debtor, ito naman yung nanghihiram. Origin or loan date, ito yung time kung kailan, yung date kung kailan hiniram yung pera. Repayment date or maturity date, ito naman yung napag-usapan ni lender at ni borrower kung kailan babayaran. Again, si maturity date, yung date kung kailan final na babayaran na ni borrower yung kanyang inutang. Okay, time or term, syempre ito lang yung span of time, yung tagal nung pagbabayad ni borrower or ni debtor. Principal, ito yung capital na hiniram. Ito yung original money na hiniram ni borrower kay lender. Yung rate, ito naman yung naka-percent in form. Ito, may tinatawag kasi tayong, 'di ba, pagka humihiram ang isang tao, may sinasabi sila minsan na 2% ang tubo niyan, 5% ang tubo niyan. So yung 5% na yon, yung percent na tinutukoy doon is yun yung ating rate. Si interest, ito mismo yung in peso form. O halimbawa, 2% sabihin natin yung rate, and then 200 siya pesos kapag i-convert siya into money. So yun si interest. Si simple interest naman, ito yung nadadagdag na interest, but fix yung interest na ito, si simple interest. Halimbawa, ang napag-usapan ni lender at saka ni borrower ay 200 pesos ang interest kada buwan. So, ibig sabihin, kung simple, under tayo ng simple interest, yung 200 na yun ay fixed na babayaran ni borrower. Hindi na dadagdagan. Yung tubo na yun na mismo talaga. 200 kada buwan ang madadagdag sa tubo. Ngayon, si compound interest naman, ito yung hindi fixed yung tubo. Halimbawa, sa unang buwan, 200 ang tubo. Tapos, yung mismong principal at saka yung tubo sa unang buwan, matutubuan ulit. Ganun ito. Si simple interest kasi, yung principal lang mismo, yung natutubuan, yung nanganganak na tinatawag nga. Pero, sa under tayo ng compound interest, yung principal, yung mismong hiniram, plus yung naunang tubo, yung dalawang yun, manganganak, magkakaroon ng panibagong tubo. Kaya hindi fix yung tubo natin under compound interest. Maturity value or future value na nabanggit na natin ito kanina, ito yung total money na babayaran ni borrower sa napag-isipang maturity date or sa date kung kailan napag-usapan nila na bayaran na. Pero ang maturity value, ito mismo yung halaga kung magkano yung ibabayad na ni borrower all in all kay lender. Ayun, magkaroon ngayon tayo ng example, i-identify natin yung mga terms na binanggit natin kanina. So, we have here example 1. A bank offers a cash loan for an annual interest rate of 6%. Mr. De La Cruz borrowed 50,000 from the bank. After 3 years, Mr. De La Cruz paid the bank a total of 59,000. So, kung hihimay-himayin natin itong example natin, makikita natin that the principal is 50,000 kasi ito yung initial amount na hiniram ni Mr. De La Cruz. Ito yung pera na hiniram niya sa bangko, 50,000. So, that is the principal. Next, yung rate natin, makikita naman dyan sa example, yung in percent form, that is 6%. And the interest, kung 6% ang kung 6% ang rate at 50,000 ang initial na hiniram niya at ang binayaran niya nung huli ay 59,000. Eh di magkano yung naging interest o tubo? 9,000. Kasi kung mapapansin niyo dyan sa example natin, at the end of it, ang sabi doon, ang total na binayaran niya ay 59,000. Eh initially, ang hiniram niya lang ay 50,000. So may 9,000 na nadagdag, yun yung interest. Okay? And yung duration or yung term natin, makikita naman din dyan sa problem nakalagay after 3 years. So, yaan yung time natin, term as well, or yung variable t natin. Next, let us have example number 2. Sabi dyan, suppose your father deposited in your bank account 10,000 at an annual interest rate of 0.5% compounded yearly. when you graduated from kindergarten and did not get the amount until you finished grade 12. So, kaiba sa kanina, dito ay well-defined that the interest present is compound. So, if we will identify yung mga terms na diniscuss natin kanina, the principal is 10,000. Kasi ito yung diniposit nung tatay nung bata. And then, the rate is 0.5%, which is clearly present in the problem, yung naka-percent in form. And ang term natin is 12 years. Kung mapapansin nyo, wala yung ibang term na nabanggit natin kasi hindi naman siya present sa problem. Just like the maturity value. Pagka kinuha na kasi natin yon, magko-compute na tayo. But our goal pa lang muna kasi is to identify the terms na diniscuss natin kanina kung saan yung mga yon based on the given problem. Okay, so punta naman tayo dito sa simple interest. Once again, let us have different examples under simple interest. So, just a recall, simple interest, yung tubo, fix ito. Hindi nanganganak yung tubo. For example, number 1, we have here, sabi dyan, Ms. Reyes invest 20,000 pesos in a savings account. She earns an interest of 5% or 1,000 peso every month. After 4 months, she earned 4,000 in interest. So, if you will evaluate or analyze the problem, ang ating principal is 20,000 kasi ito yung investment na ni Ms. Reyes. Okay, and the next one is rate. Yung rate natin ay 5%. At yung interest naman natin is 4,000, which is nakalagay dito sa ating problem. And the time or term is 4 months. Next example, we have here an entrepreneur applied for a loan amounting to 500,000 in a bank. The bank charges a 7% interest rate or 35,000 pesos annually. After 2 years, he paid 70,000 for the interest alone. So, the principal is 500,000 kasi ito yung inutang sa bangko ng isang entrepreneur. Yung rate natin is the 7% at ang interest is 70,000. At ang term or time or span na bago niya bayaran in whole, lahat is 2 years. Ngayon, magkaroon naman tayo ng examples, again, under compound interest. So, dito, katulad ng sabi ko kanina, yung tubo ay kasama sa nanganganak. Nagkakaroon ng tubo, yung tubo. For example, number 1, we have here Mrs. Flores invests 10,000 pesos in a stock portfolio that earns 5% interest monthly. Interest that is not withdrawn is considered as an additional investment. For the first 3 months, she earns 500, 525, and 551.25 peso in interest respectively for a total of 1,576 and 25 centavo. Again, yung principal natin is 10,000 dahil ito yung naunang investment ni Mrs. Flores. Yung ating rate is 5%. Yung ating interest in peso is 1,576 and 25 cents. Yung term natin or time or yung span ng pagbabayad is, or bago niya bayaran, yung span, yung date na yun ay 3 months. Okay, example number 2, sabi dyan, Peter borrowed 100,000 peso at 8% interest rate annually for the first 2 years. He paid 8,000 peso and 8,640 peso in interest, respectively for a total of 16,640 pesos. So, ang hiniram niya initially is 100,000. Therefore, 100,000 is the principal. The interest rate is the 8%. Clearly, makikita naman dyan sa problem. Yung time is 2 years. And yung interest in peso is 16,640. So, generally, when we say simple interest, actually, mas mababa talaga ang babayaran mo when ang interest natin ay under ng simple. Kasi, fixed lang yung ating tubo. But, under compound interest, mas malaki yung nagiging tubo natin. Kaya, for example, kapag kayo ay mangungutang, make sure that under yon ng simple interest. But when it comes to investment, mag-i-invest kayo mismo, doon kayo mag-avail sa compound interest. Dahil, mas mabilis na lalaki yung inyong pera kapag under ng compound interest. Pero pag loan naman ang pinag-uusapan natin, simple interest. Kasi kapag under ng compound interest, mas malaki yung iyong babayaran. So, as an activity, for you to identify and assess yourself if you truly understand our lesson in simple and compound interest, you may answer yung activities natin sa what's more. Actually, ito yung activity na yun. And I hope na hindi nyo muna titignan yung answer key sa likod ng mga modules, but try to assess yourself. And ang magiging recorded na activity ninyo is yung what I can do. Okay? Okay, so yun lamang yung ating lesson for Module 1 sa General Mathematics. The next lesson will be in Module 2, which is now solving problems involving simple and compound interest.